Being average is fine in most areas of life, but when it comes to your credit score, average or fair credit can suddenly make borrowing feel complicated. My name is Choncé with badcredit.org, and today I want to talk to you about Avant, which is a personal loan lender that works with borrowers who may not have perfect credit. So if your credit score is sitting somewhere in the middle, you're not alone and you're not out of options either. In this video, I'm going to break down how Avant works, typical loan costs associated with this lender, and how to determine whether it might actually be a good fit for you and your personal situation. So let's jump right in with a description of what this company is. Avant is a fintech lending platform that's backed by WebBank. So they are a lender, but they're backed by a bank actually. And they focus on creating a streamlined tech forward borrowing experience for people. And their process is really simple. It starts by just checking your loan options online. So you submit your basic information and you're going to get a decision quickly, basically like a pre-qualification to see if you would qualify for a loan. From there, you can move forward with the full application completely online. And if you're approved, you could receive your funds as soon as the next business day. So it works really fast. And they do encourage people with all credit types to apply. But realistically, having a credit score of 600 or higher improves your approval odds and your loan terms. But they do evaluate other things like your payment history, your income, and your overall credit profile. So not just your credit score alone. So they consider different factors, which is great. On their website, they do state and make it really clear that their goal is to improve borrowing for middle income consumers, which suggests that not everyone has to have excellent credit. So it's definitely something to consider if you kind of find yourself in the middle, fair credit or average credit. One of the biggest perks of working with Avant is the funding speed. So if your loan is approved and verified before 4 p.m. Central Time on a business day, you can receive your funds as soon as the next business day. So that's really helpful if you're dealing with something like urgent car repairs or a medical bill and you need the money really fast. Just keep in mind that you'll need to submit any requested documents quickly to keep that process moving. So just make sure that you're doing your part when it comes to getting your application to processing. Another thing I love about Avant is that they do report all your payments to all three major credit bureaus, which is not something that all lenders do. This matters because if you're making on-time payments, you want that positive history reflected on your credit report. Responsible repayment can help strengthen your credit score over time. So even getting this personal loan with Avant can help improve your credit score if you're able to make those payments on time. Another thing that's really great about this company is that they have a mobile app, which is very user-friendly. It's available on iOS and Android. And through the app, you just have a lot more visibility to see what's going on with your personal loan and the progress that you're making. So you can view upcoming and past payments. You can make payments from the app. You can also see your remaining balance or request a payoff quote. So I love that it's very transparent, and just having that visibility can be very motivating, especially if you are working on paying down your debt faster. I did also really like the customer service experience. I actually personally called Avant's customer service just to test it out. And there wasn't really a long wait time to get someone on the phone. And I was able to speak to someone quickly. And the agent really just explained my question clearly. I just asked about eligibility, that they can clear it up, those requirements. And it was really straightforward, hassle-free call, and I thought it went really well, which is another thing. If you like to be able to call a loan company and talk to someone, Avant makes it pretty easy to do that too. Now let's talk a little bit about the cost of the loan. So you can typically borrow anywhere from $2,000 to $35,000, depending on your state. And the APR ranges from 9.95% to 35.99%. So this is a wide range, but it suggests to me that they do work with different credit profiles. But it also means that rates can be high if your credit score is lower. So they might work with you with lower credit score, but just be prepared that you might be charged a much higher rate. A downside is that there's also an administration fee of up to 9.99%. So what that looks like, for example, if you borrow $7,500, you could pay several $100s in fees up front based on that admin fee, whatever that ends up being. Some other fees to keep in mind that Avant has, they do have a $25 late fee if you pay after 10 days of your payment date each month, and then they have a $15 return payment fee. So you can actually avoid those fees by just setting up automatic payments, which is something that I would do just so that way you can avoid any of those slip ups or extra charges. So let's go talk about some pros and cons really quickly of working with Avant. Here are the things that I really liked. The pros. I felt like they have really fast approval and funding, which is great for an online lender and it's to be expected, to be honest. They also work with fair credit borrowers, which is something also that is good if you find yourself in that camp. They report to all three major credit bureaus and they also have a user friendly app. Now, some of the cons and disadvantages is that the APR can be high. The administration fee is up to 9.9%. Also, they're not available in all states. So you got to make sure that they're servicing in your state. Compared to other lenders like Lending Club, Upstart, and One Main Financial, Avant sits somewhere in the middle. They are competitive, but not necessarily the lowest cost. So in closing, I think that Avant is a really solid option for borrowers with fair credit who need funds quickly and are actively working to improve their financial situation. It's not the cheapest lender out there on the market, but it is transparent about fees and what they offer, and the process is streamlined. And again, I feel like it's built for borrowers who don't have perfect credit, so they're not expecting an 800 credit score from you. Just make sure you compare different offers from different lenders and understand the total cost if you do want to go with Avant, and also choose a payment plan that fits comfortably in your budget. Because getting approved is one thing, but borrowing smart is what really matters and being able to repay that personal loan. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. To learn more about Avant's personal loan, be sure to read my article where I review Avant and share more details.